that will generate this kind of money for Nigerian government. We are looking at Nigeria as 160 million people, creating industry that will face the challenge of Nigeria. So we will support businesses and then allow people to come into Anambra State to invest. So taxation of people in Anambra State will not be the order of the day. But the money we are going to make in supporting businesses will be 200 times bigger than what they are getting today. I'm telling you that I will start from 1.5 billion internal generated revenue without taxing on the Anambra. And by the grace of God, it will happen. And I've done it before.
The question, Dr. Oba, is how?
Yeah?
The question is how?
Okay, let me give you an example of how. If I move our industrialists today to China, and I will sit down with Sino-Shore, that's the offshore bank of China, and I'm telling them I will put a counterpart funding of 10% for them to give me equipment for these our industries. And we'll come back with this equipment and they will give me a window, moratorium of 4 years to pay. So in 6 months, any industry that I cite in Anambra State will start generating money. And not only that I will make that money, I will even have enough money to deposit into Nigerian Money Bank and make about 8% without even paying my counterpart funding. And we are going to do this thing without putting the debt burden on the state, because we will give them analysis of and we'll use our own contacts to create this thing. So we are not going to put a burden to federal government or state government, but we'll use our own personal contact. And that is why I said you need a businessman of my repute in governance to generate wealth. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Oba. Well, we'll take another break now, ladies and gentlemen. This conversation will continue in just a moment. Just stay. Welcome back. We're still talking about, we're still having the town hall conversation between the candidates for the 2013 governorship election here in Anambra State and the youths of Anambra State. Well, we invited 5 candidates who we believe were the front runners, but tonight we have 2 of the candidates. We have Dr. Chris Ngige of the APC, and we also have Dr. Ifeanyi Uba of Labour Party. Well, thank you for staying with us. We understand that we're running out of time and we want to quickly touch on a couple of issues. I think one of the issues we haven't touched is education. Dr. Ifeanyi Uba, we have been famously quoted as saying that if you were offered free education, for your children, you would refuse it. Why? And what is the alternative you're planning for education quickly in about less than 5 minutes, please? Yeah,
I say that free education is not the best for Anambra people. We are hardworking people. What we need to do is to have statistics of those that cannot pay school fees, and we will support them so that, first and foremost, I said, and I want Nigerians to believe me, that I will be the first governor in Nigeria that will be given a 3 months audited account of both state and local government. That is first and foremost to state a standard. We'll conduct local government after 90 days in office. I want Anambra people to have it in the back of their mind. On education, I'm very sorry to say, we are not going to give free education because it's not good for. Imo State is suffering from today. They are bleeding because in some of the institutions, in tertiary institutions in Imo State, they are no more employing Imo indigenes because they want to make money. And I'm saying this thing with every sincerity in me. So when you give free education, some of the Cotonou people, the Togolese people, the Ghanaian people that have taken over all the tiling jobs, all our jobs, all the jobs that are supposed to be given to our youths, they will bring their families to enjoy free education. Why they are the only one working today in Anambra State? So we need to create institutions like the technical institution, the skill acquisition centers, so that our people will get into this thing, these jobs. I believe if we have 1,000 every youth, 1,000 of every town youth in these institutions every year, we will be able to create 21,000 jobs from that angle. Coming on free education, we will have a record of how many people in every local government that will not be able to pay for school fees. And we will support them so that by the time we are giving analysis of accounts of every local government, we will tell them, so-so family, we are paying school fees of so-so family. The widows will be given free education. Just a moment, Dr. Oba. Yeah. Are you saying then that you're satisfied with the quality of education, or how do you intend improving it? First and foremost, I'm a product of teachers. My parents are both teachers, my father and my mother. So you should know how I'm feeling, about education in Anambra State. But you are saying something about free education. And I said that I'm not going to offer free education. I want Anambra people to believe me that I'm saying the truth. So many of our candidates are saying free education, free education. Why they don't even address on how they are going to raise money? I will raise money for Anambra people, and I will give free education to those that need free education. I don't need my son to have free education, because if Anambra can pay for the school fees of his
son.
Do you
intend then, how then do you intend to improve the standard of education?
We are going to give the world-class education system. If you go to our manifesto, you can see what we have tabled there. But the point is this: looking at the teachers, for the last 3 years, there is no teaching employment in our schools. Looking at our the standard of education today in Anambra State or in our teaching institutions, you will find that they are paying high school fees. We are going to intervene in this. We are going to intervene in all these sectors to see how we are going to balance the equation. The truth be told, our education has gone bad because of the current government. But we need to come in and intervene. And God knows it that if Ifeanyi has a standard of innovation, whatever I touch it with a Midas touch.
Well, thank you, Dr. Oba. Dr. Igige, it's over to you. Your manifesto says that you have free education for those in primary and post-primary, taking post-primary education.
That's right.
We all know that qualitative education costs money. How do you intend to fund the free education that you have promised at this level?
Good. My manifesto is clear. I said I will do free primary education and free secondary education. It is not new. Before I left here in 2006, I had already implemented the JSS 3 scheme coming down to primary on a free education basis. So my original plan was to take it on a graduate scale, and go up to meet the senior secondary school. So nothing is new to me. I will just move up to the senior secondary school. What you need to do in this kind of situation is managerial skill. If you don't have the managerial skill, you can get it, you can buy it. And it's all experience. I was assistant manager when I was in the Ministry of Health. You manage your fund, you apportion and allocate to the areas of needs. I employed teachers here. I was the last governor to employ teachers. 3,000 teachers. I was the last governor here to send them on refresher training. I was the last governor to promote them as and when due. So when you've done this and the staff morale is high, the quality will change. It will be refined. The children will be taught with some kind of smiles on the face of their teachers and with some kind of contentment. Tertiary education is the one I said will not be free for now. But I'm sad to note that when I left here, the school fees was 45,000 at the State University. Today, it has risen by 350%. 150,000 is school fees in the Anambra State University. Very, very appalling. Parents are groaning under very big yoke.
Dr. Ngige, I hate to cut you here, but you know, we also know that you're campaigning on the platform of parties.
Yes.
You know, the APC is also the party in government in Lagos State, and we also know what the Lagos State government is doing in terms of tertiary education. We know that the new intakes into the state university are going to be paying as much as what you just said. I mean, they're paying about 150, sometimes 200. In the case of the students of medicine, 300,000 naira. Are you saying that that is not a party policy, or that's not what you're saying?
Education is on the concurrent list. It's on the concurrent list. You fix your own as you feel that you have the resources. As you cut your coat according to your clothes. That's what it is. And besides, people have different priorities. I have my own priority in education. Lagos is populated, is a mixed grill, is a cosmopolitan area. Maybe that has prompted the government to move from that area of free education. But for me here, I know I can identify Anambra people. 4 million, 4.5 million, 5 million people, I will get them identified. And I will get the children identified. And I will give them free education at the strata I have mentioned. those in the tertiary universities of Anambra State, I will bring back the fees at least 50% of what it is now. And besides, we shall introduce the bursaries. We shall introduce the scholarship. These are the incentives for children to go to school and read their books and not do cult or do kegites and wine drinking. No. But if you're actually compensating those who are reading, those who are well behaved, and they get your scholarship. I was a product of the scholarship scheme.
Dr.
I enjoy scholarship. So this is what I intend to do, and this is what our government here in Anambra will do. We put smile on the faces of workers and everybody. There is no point paying a worker a wage, and you take with the right hand, you use your left hand, and collect the same money. It's leakage of the pocket, and I will not permit it. I will let them have whatever I give them. I will also let parents who are in the market, if they get a profit of 3 naira, they can count and budget on their 3 naira.
I'm afraid I'll have to cut you here now.
So this is what I intend to do in education. I want to reboot what my brother said.
There will be a minute for that. There will be time for that. I'm afraid that we have to go to members of the audience now. I understand that we have quite a number of people waiting. We have members, some of our facilitators in the audience who will come to you. All you have to do is indicate, and then you'll get your questions heard. Yes? You over there.
Good evening. My name is Cheta Wanzi. The first question I have to ask, I have 2 questions in one. Given the budget of 2013, let us assume you had that budget. How do you intend to use such a budget to make Anambra State better? Second question, it's all well and good to say you want to increase industrial output, but how do you get such manufactured goods out of Anambra when Onitsha is clearly a mess? How do you intend to solve the problem of Onitsha? These questions are directed at both candidates. Thank you.
You have 2 minutes to answer the questions, please.
Okay, thank you.
Dr. Oba's going first.
The first question is on how we are going to. That's why I said about Anambra State, looking at Anambra State holistically. You need to understand statistics of Anambra State. For me, the most important area that I need to get involved is about how to generate wealth for Anambra people. When you generate wealth, then you can achieve all your projects. And we are talking about generating power. We are talking about getting. And as somebody said, 800 megawatts. You need to know the cost of 800 megawatts. You need to talk, if we're talking about power, you need to know where to site your power. So the key thing is how are we going to, you said about the mess in Onitsha. We are going to eradicate all this mess. Because for me, for the last 1 year, Anambra people have not received their budget. The State House of Assembly asked for the budget of Anambra. And there is no budget in Anambra State because this is the only state in Nigeria that a state governor will take 25 billion additional budget, supplementary budget in 1 day without due recourse. So there is no budget, and the State House of Assembly has asked the governor to produce audited account of Anambra State. It took them 60 days to produce 2011 audited report. And nobody has seen 2012. No one has seen 2013. So that is, I'm talking about budget. Because
I'm afraid your time
the first question relates to budget. The second question relates to the congestion of Onitsha. So, and then I don't understand, when we create our own inland container terminal,
Dr. Oba, I'm afraid I'll have to cut you off here because we're pressed for time.
You don't normally give me time.
And this is a production. I'm sorry about that.
Time.
Well,
you don't normally give me time. I love analysis.
Over there.
My brother, I will not touch that budget.
2 minutes, please.
With a long pole, because it's a 40 budget. And I have been a manager of budget, a director of budget for my department. The budget we have for Anambra State government today is like a kindergarten paper. A paper that has been written by a kindergarten. More so, the implementation is faulty. The government donates money anywhere, anyhow, without appropriation. So that budget is a mess. So I can't touch it. Secondly, The goods you're talking about, the manufacture of goods in Anambra State, no goods will come out of Anambra State tomorrow or next tomorrow unless you get the industries working. I've talked about the power scheme that will be built here to generate some power.